What up? What up? What up? It is another edition, week 5 of the NFL, and it is square one, episode 5 of this year. I got my main man in here, Mr. Roberto. What's going on with you, sir?
I'm good, Danny. How you doing?
Man, I ain't making no fuss. Usually we have a panel of 5, but the other guys running late. JG. Oh, guess what? I talked them up. Here we go.
What up, JG?
Yo, what up, what up?
What's up? What's up? Anzo should be coming here shortly, and Chris, I think he's working, but he said he's going to try and jump in here as well. But as always, the show must go on. We're here in the house, the three-headed monster, which is myself, JG Shaolin, and Roberto, and we're going to make it do what it do. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's get on topic one.
I was just getting nervous, just me and you there, Danny. I won't lie.
Well, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. LeBron James ranks himself as the GOAT, he was asked in a recent interview. And, of course, him being King James or the proclaimed chosen one, he had something to say. And, of course, it wasn't humble. But let's go ahead and play the clip, and we can discuss it.
Where would you put yourself in that conversation?
I don't know, man. For me, I think it's great barbershop talk. If I was the GM or whatever the case may be of a franchise that was starting up and I had the number one pick, I'd take me. But that's just me because I believe in myself. I know what I bring to the table. A guy that's been able to transform his game over the course of 20 years to be able to play any position in this league and excel at any position. Been able to do whatever this game has wanted me to do it. I can't take nobody over me.
LeBron, everyone.
He said he's been able to do whatever this game has wanted him to do. But the fans, some of the fans want him to shut up, but he won't shut up. Now, I am not taking anything from LeBron James. If you're going to look at longevity, he's the man. If you look at most points scored ever, he's the man. Rebounds, assists, he's the man. Is he a good player? He is. But his arrogance, and I know he call it confidence, or some people call it confidence, whatever you want to name it, whatever you want to call it. Is he a bad player? No. If I was a GM and I had the top first pick, I'm of course pick Jordan. But if somebody else don't pick him, then I would pick LeBron third. But he is just really getting on my nerves. He really makes me sick. He is just like the Dallas Cowboy fans. I don't hate Dallas. I don't hate the Lakers. I don't hate Cleveland. I don't hate Miami. I really hate LeBron James and his fans. They really get on my nerves. Not taking away from his skill, because his skill, he's a very skilled player. Very rich man. He don't care what I think. But right now, he really gets on my nerves with his obnoxiousness, his lack of humbleness. It just really rubs me the wrong way. But go ahead.
I don't blame him for saying himself first. I mean, if I was up in that talk and people said, who would you pick first? I said me, obviously, and whoever I thought was as good as me, second or third. But to throw out the accolades that he accomplished, that to me is where I find the arrogance comes in, because, I mean, for all the GOATs that we can consider, I'm sure we could find highlights of their careers as well, stuff they accomplished. I don't think Jordan has the most championships, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that would be Bill Russell.
Bill Russell ain't talked about being the GOAT.
You're correct, sir.
So, I mean, like, I was telling Danny backstage I just see they're picking Braun because he's, the best of this time, his time. I won't lie. But to compare him to the best of all time, no, he's just not the GOAT. I'm sorry.
What you got, JG?
It's one thing to say that privately, right? Like we can be in a private background conversation, like, yeah, I'm a better channel than this guy. I'm better than this, right? But we come publicly and start saying that, you kind of throw shade at everybody that actually brought something to the game. Michael Jordan won for him. Where would the NBA be right now? Right? You look at Dr. J. You look at Bill Russells, the Magic Johnsons, right? The Kareems. And so when I hear him say stuff like that, it comes off arrogant and And that's kind of resembling the generation now, right? Even though he's around my age. The younger generation, they just don't care. Right? They just don't. They're just very conceited and just don't care about what came before them. And I don't know if this is just one of those things where he's just narcissistic. He just wants to say stuff because he knows it's gonna get headlines, or he actually believes it. Any person goes up there and says, "Well, I knew my son was gonna be an NBA pro when he was 5 or 6." Dude, no, you're full of something. So
I don't know what he's trying to do, JG. I mean, should you have that kind of supreme confidence? Yes. But there's some things you say in private. There's some things, like you said, you alluded to earlier. We're talking behind stage here, there's some things you're going to say behind the camera that we're not going to say in front of the camera. But now this generation, man, they'll say whatever. And I'm a proponent of just because you can say or do something does not mean you have to say something or do something. There's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I think he says things for hot takes, or he says things to keep himself in the relevancy of sports world. I mean, he doesn't have to because, like you said, man, this cat, I think, got a lifetime endorsement with Nike, if I'm not mistaken. Lifetime. I don't even think Michael Jordan got that, but he's lifetime. He's never going to run out of money. He took care of his body. He stays in the supreme. At age 40, he's probably going to average 25, 6 and 6, something like that. What he's doing is unheard of as far as the longevity in basketball. But again, there's one thing to think something, but it's another thing to say it and make yourself seem like you're obnoxious and all that, and a bag of chips and whatever.
Do you think the Olympics would have killed that destiny he has going for him?
If he would have lost the Olympics.
Oh, no, I don't mean lost. I mean what them guys went through after the game that LeBron didn't go through.
What do you mean?
The testing.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you didn't know about the testing after the game? They tested Durant. The Olympic Committee tested 3 American players.
For what? Drugs or something?
For steroids.
Wow, I did not know that.
And they didn't test LeBron.
Right.
And they're looking at Kevin Durant saying, I mean, even one of the top guys on ESPN said, I got bigger arms than Durant.
Exactly.
Why the hell you testing Durant and you don't test LeBron?
I think LeBron already had that to be MVP because now he's on a global scale. He's undone everything in the record books. And now he's playing with the 12 best players in that world the NBA can do. And now he's the best out of those. What they did, Jason Tatum, is totally disrespectful. And I hope that Boston, I'm not a Boston fan, but I hope Boston comes in with a chip on their shoulder and destroy every team that they face this year and go back to the championship. And I hope it's with the Lakers or even with the Warriors or whoever team you want to put in front. I hope the Celtics come back and destroy them because what they did, Jason Tatum was totally disrespectful.
Why was it disrespectful?
Because he was the only team that made All Pro. The only player on the team that was All Pro that year. They might have played him 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, but what if he didn't fit in with the players that were there?
I don't care.
What do you mean you don't care? If you're trying to win, you got to play a player. It's about a team system, and if you don't fit in with that team system, then they're going to sit you out.
So you mean Jason Tatum, All Pro, NBA, couldn't fit in with anybody on the team?
Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there. But at the end of the day, that's what they said. Why he didn't play is because he didn't fit what they were trying to do. And Jason Tatum plays a certain way. And if that team is not playing us, that's why you can't just plug any player onto any team, right? Because if they don't play in the system or they haven't played in the system, then they're going to have an issue. And when he did play, Jason Tatum was a liability.
I disagree with that because if it would have been Tim Duncan, you would not have been agreeing with that.
Tim Duncan didn't play much when he was in there.
I'm saying if that would have been Tim Duncan, you would not have been agreeing with that.
If
Tim Duncan went over there and he ain't playing up but 2 or 3 games
that's what happened when he went. He didn't play all the time when he went to the Olympics. He didn't play in every game.
He didn't get shown like he did.
Like
no
who
way
did?
Tim Duncan you're not showing like Jason
Okay,
Tatum.
so first off, Tim Duncan is a 10 times better player than Jason Tatum. Let's just put it that way.
I agree.
Okay.
I
All
agree with
right.
you 100%.
So that's it. So Tim Duncan also plays a different position. So at some point you could just be like, Tim Duncan, just go down there, rebound and block shots, play defense. Right? That's not Jason Tatum's game.
No. I'm not saying about block shots, rebounds, and scoring. I'm saying if Tim Duncan, who is an all-world player, who is considered the best power forward in the NBA, if he had gone to the Olympics and only played the same amount of time that Jason Tatum playing, Nzo Hodges would have had a problem with that. That's what
Nzo
I'm
Hodges
saying.
wouldn't have had a problem with it because one, I don't give a damn about the Olympics, and two, like I said, Tim Duncan, like even if he didn't fit in a system, right? Even if he didn't fit in a system, you could put him in center or power forward and just tell him to rebound and block shots.
I'm not
That's all you
doubting
need
that.
to do.
That's all. I'm not doubting that. At least he's playing. I'm saying the lack of playing time. Anything else?
Right.
You agree. I'm saying the lack of playing time.
Yes,
You don't put
okay.
the best in a particular position on the bench and only play 2 games out of 15 games. I don't believe that.
So here's what I'm saying, so here's what I'm saying. Yes, he could have put in there if he didn't fit in the system. But again, if he didn't fit in the system and they didn't put him in there, I wouldn't have felt no way. I don't care about the Olympics. I'd rather him not play because you're saving yourself for the season.
Okay.
Like I personally, like when it comes to Olympic basketball, I don't watch it. I could care less about it. You know what I mean? What I want is the NBA championship. I don't care. That Olympic stuff is personal for these NBA players, but for me in general, I don't care about the Olympics.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go to
Hold on. I got to come in because we had the topic. I didn't get to say my say on the topic, right?
All right, go ahead.
So I know you went off. Oh, I hate LeBron James, but Steph Curry did the same thing. They asked Steph Curry, "Is he the best shooter of all times?" He said yes. Right. I don't have a problem with someone saying that, especially if they're asked the question. Right. We all. And I think, I don't know if we did it here, but I know I was personally like, oh, LeVar Ball. So it's so stupid. All the crap he's saying about your son's going to come in there, be better than Steph Curry, you better than Jordan. But at the end of the day, what would you expect him to say? You know what I mean?
I would expect him to be humble and have some humility to it, because there are things that all 4 of us say behind the camera that we don't say in front of the camera. You can think that all you want to, but you don't have to go, just like JG said, and start letting off your accolades. Oh, I did this, I did this, I did this. Who would you pick if you were starting to be the gym? I pick myself. I've been on myself. Not go down the whole list. Well, I changed the game. I did this. I did this. I do that. To me, to Danny, that's like you're trying to toot your own horn. Everybody know that you are the greatest player in today's basketball. Everybody know that in the GOAT conversation, you are considered the GOAT or one of the GOATs. Everybody consider and think that you're on the Mount Rushmore. Just because everybody says that, you don't have to toot your own horn. To me, that comes off like you're narcissistic, like you being cocky, and it just don't fit for me. If anybody else like it, then that's them.
I don't have a problem with tooting your own horn, especially when you made the accomplishments that you made. My problem was, and a lot of the times, and that's why I used to hate Kobe, because Kobe used to do that shit. Let's not act like LeBron's the first person that ever tooted his own horn. Kobe used to do that shit on a regular basis, and he did that way before he even won a championship. It's after he won his championships he started to get humble, right? But before that, Kobe was as cocky. Listen, Kobe went up against Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan told him something about not wearing the shoes. The next game he came back, he scored 62 on Michael Jordan. You understand? So Kobe had that stuff in him, right?
After you get on.
So Kobe had that arrogance in him at the beginning, right? And my issue is when you don't win anything and you have that arrogance, that's the problem. But when you are considered number 1 or number 2, oh yeah, I say it all the time. I'm the best YouTuber out here. I say it all the time. I'm gonna say it on stream now. You better know, you motherfuckers.
Okay. But Magic Johnson told when old boy was trying to talk that noise, Magic came on the air and said, you can talk some little bit of noise when you win something. And I agree with you. That's what Matt Johnson said about a boy that played for Minnesota. That was saying that back then that they don't have skill back then. That only the skilled players are playing now. I can't think of his name. Anthony Edwards, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that's
Okay.
that today's player are more skilled. Back there was a bunch of bums, all that kind of stuff. And Matt Johnson said you can talk a little noise when you win something, but
I
until you
agree.
win something, you can't do nothing. So,
Mhm.
like you said, somebody should have checked Kobe when he said something. After Kobe won, then like you just said, he got humble. But LeBron James is still talking and yapping. He done won
Yeah.
plenty of stuff. He
Right,
done
right,
broke every record you can about break. You don't have
right.
to toot your own horn. I'm just saying,
But-
if you like it, that's fine. But I don't like it.
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah, Kobe got humble, but even if he didn't, I wouldn't have an issue with him saying the stuff that he did, right? Kobe has a commercial with Jalen Rose where it's like, hey, how many ice cubes you want in your drink? He's like 81. You know what I mean? Like the 81-point game on Jalen Rose. So he has that in him, even after that, right? Kobe has that stuff in him. But I think Kobe, again, after going through the downs that he went through with LA after Shaq left, I think that's the thing that really humbled him. You understand? But again, at the end of the day, I don't have an issue if you accomplish stuff and you call out your accomplishments. I have no problems with that.
On another note, can I say something?
Go ahead. Let JG say you want to say it, and then you can go, Roberto. Go ahead, JG.
Yeah, about the Kobe Bryant thing. It's different when a player talk trash to you was like Michael Jordan said to Kobe. Kobe had that dog in him coming in. Like he was arrogant, cocky coming in, like Nzo said. But it wasn't disrespectful. You see what I mean? It was one of those like
LeBron
Nzo, you
hasn't
and me
been
can talk trash
disrespectful.
about playing Madden, right? Like I can say, "Oh, Nzo, you don't want me in Madden. What? I'll take you down in Madden. We go toe to toe. You beat me. Now I come back like that's just mano a mano. Two competitors going at each other,
Mhm.
right? When you are LeBron James and you sit there and say multiple occasions, coming back 3-1, that made me the greatest player of all time, right? When you sit there and say, like just recently, yeah, I'm the best because of what statistics? Statistics, when it took you that long to get those statistics?
But he got them.
We had to
I
jump
don't
from
have a
super team to super team to get those statistics.
But
We
I don't
had
have a
to.
problem with him saying
I mean,
that because
that's
he did
fine.
it.
You don't have a problem with it,
It's
but I'm
not
just saying for me.
disrespecting anybody. He never disrespect anybody. He's putting it on himself. But Roberto wanted to go. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, I just wanted to make mention where the hell Danny got that cup from. I've never seen a cup that big in my life, yo. Oh my god.
That's
Is that
a
a super duper size?
That's a super size.
That's why I had to. That's why I had to cut the camera off, keep going back and get extras.
Oh man.
But Roberto, that's what we said on the show the other night. You know what I mean? These guys got these like 3x size drinks. You know what I mean? Their burgers are like double our size burgers. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Hey,
It would take me all day to drink that drink.
I'm not going to have inflation. I got to pay for it. I might as well enjoy it.
I feel you. I feel you.
What,
I feel you.
they refilled the canister after filling up 2-3 of them cups?
Yep. All I got to hear is Gary, though. Just drinking Gary Zero.
I got
Let
you.
me see.
So
Next one.
just before you go to the next topic, I just want to hear what Roberto. What did you think about what I said, Roberto?
About LeBron?
Yeah.
I said the same thing. You could talk. If you feel, who would you pick first? You choose yourself first. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with you, but it is barbershop talk more or less, because if you know you're great, people will talk for you. You got to be somewhat humble, because if you see these guys throughout my life of playing sports, when someone asks you if you're good, and the guy starts boasting about accolades he has and what he's done, that guy usually turns out to be not so good of a player.
Or he puts a bullseye on his back.
But the guy who says, "Yeah, I'm pretty good," that's the guy who's like, after the game, you're like, "Pretty good, pretty good, man." Why don't you just say you're ex NHL, you're ex NBA? Because they're humble.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have no
People will
problems
speak.
with.
People will speak how good you are.
Yeah, I have no problems with the humbleness because again, Tim Duncan is my favorite player, and if there's
You can't get
anyone
more
more
humble than that.
right, exactly. But at the same time, I don't mind a little. You know what I mean? Yeah, you damn right. I'm the best in the world. I don't
On
give a
the
damn what
court.
anyone says. You know what I mean? I don't have an issue with that either. But I do like. That's why Tim Duncan is one of my favorite characters because of the humbleness.
But there's
But
a way you say that, Anzo. You say it kind of in a joking manner or in a particular crowd. You don't go out there for the whole world. Oh yeah, I mean, that's just not for me. Because the best that done it, I ain't never heard Michael Jordan say it. I'm not Michael. Yeah, Michael Jordan. I ain't never heard Dr. J say it. I can't stand Little Buck. I ain't never heard Isaiah Thomas say that kind of stuff. All the greats in all the NBA sports, I've never heard them be just as
well,
blatant as LeBron
I
James. I just haven't heard.
100%. Isaiah Thomas has come out and said many times he was better than John Stockton and should have been on that Olympic team. He has
No,
said
no,
that.
no, no, no. I'm talking
I mean,
about
everybody
he
said
is
that.
saying he's
I mean, that
elite.
just wasn't him. That was
No,
just
I
somebody
know,
said.
I know. But even that, right? Even that, if you're humble, you don't say that either. If you're a humble person, so yeah, it is what it is. It happened. Do I think I should have been there? Yes, 100%. But he's literally come out and said, "Yes, I'm better than John Stockton. I should have been there."
But you know one thing? There's some clips he was talking all kind of junk about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen. Now I just saw a recent one. He's talking about, man, Scottie was that dog. Some of these people, not saying long, they go back and
I
forth.
agree. I agree.
It gets on my nerves.
I agree. 100%. I agree with you. I agree
And
with you on
another
that.
big thing with me with LeBron, you say all these things, but as soon as you lose, it's always an excuse. It's
That's LeBron's
somebody else. It's
problem.
this and that. There's that.
That's his
So when you sit there
problem.
and say,
I
I'll
don't.
grade them this
I
and
don't
that,
have enough. I don't have enough help.
I
Yes, you
don't have
do.
enough. So when you say
That's his
things like
biggest
that,
problem.
You got
Yes.
two top
it's
75
Yes.
like,
players on your team. Yourself
Yes.
and AD.
Yes. That is his biggest problem is that and to be honest, to be fair, I don't blame him for at least three of those championship losses he had. Three of them, I don't blame. One, he played the Spurs. He had nobody his first time in the finals. The other two times, he was the only one. Kyrie was injured. Love was injured, right? So he went in with an injured team. So those three championships that he lost, yes, he lost them, but you expect him to lose. No one thought, if Kevin Durant was healthy and Clay was healthy against Toronto, I don't think Toronto would have beat them. You know what I mean? So you can't really say, "Oh yeah, well, Golden State has this many losses." They do, but at the end of the day, that's the nature of the game. Sometimes you're not going to go into the playoffs healthy. So he had three championship rounds where his team wasn't healthy. So I don't give the other losses. Yeah, the one against Dallas, 100%. Um, what else? Who else did he lose to? There was one against Golden State, 100%. Those ones I'll blame for. But the three when he had the injuries and the first one against the Spurs, like they had nobody on. Go look at his team on that first championship year. His center was Antoine Jameson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
You know, like I
so.
said, I can't sit here and say that he is not a phenomenal player. I can't sit here and say if I was a GM, I wouldn't go after him. But just the way he says some of his stuff, I mean, he is in that same category with the Dallas Cowboy fans. Oh my Lord, they make me ill sometimes. A lot of times.
Bruh. I'm just looking at this week, and every freaking day, your guy is out. Your guy is out. This guy is out. I'm like, what the hell? Everybody on my team is injured.
And
Yep.
on another LeBron note, how come free agents don't run the play with him?
Because
I know
here's
why.
why
Because if they lose, they're gonna get the blame.
they get the blame. Yes, that's why.
Not only that, but he's the coach. He's more or less the coach, the GM,
I'm
the
telling you,
orchestrator. He's everything there.
if they
That
don't
too.
look good, JJ Redick gonna get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Back
Oh,
to
yeah,
commentated. Back with his boy commentator, the
Watch
coach
what I
of
say.
Indianapolis. What was his name?
If they come out and stake it up, it's gonna be JJ Redick's fault.
Oh, 100%. And the worst part about it is they didn't do any moves in the off season, right? Nothing substantial. So yes, they're probably gonna be bottom of the barrel or close to it, just the same as they were last year, because a lot of other teams got better. So they're either going to be the same or worse. They're not going to be a better team this year. So yeah, JJ Redick's going to feel it 100%.
and then on top of that, you got Bronny James over there. So I'm coming in,
Oh
I
my
know I'm
god.
better than Bronny James. and LeBron comes out and says, "No, sit me down for him." Oh no! And you in California with that tax and that? No,
Yeah, you see that's going to be an issue too as well. Now, I hope LeBron James lets JJ Redick coach, but at the same time, you have a JJ Redick because he's going to listen to what LeBron says more than what LeBron's like. You think LeBron could go pull that shit with a Phil Jackson or a
mm-mm.
Greg Popovich or even Pat Riley? He wouldn't be able to pull the shit he does with these
He
guys. You
tried
know what
with
I
Pat
mean?
Riley. What he say?
Yeah,
This is
Pat
my
Riley
tooth.
wasn't having it. Yeah. So you
Didn't
get a
he get?
JJ Redick for that.
Didn't he get the job because of Jordan? No, not Jordan. Because of LeBron Redick.
That's the rumor. I don't have
Yeah,
no really proof to say it, but I believe it is.
yeah.
So, Chris,
I mean, at the end of the
What up,
day,
Chris?
Not
probably.
much.
What up, Chris?
Just heading home from work. So
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. I forgot what I was gonna say anyways.
All right, we're gonna talk about Nzo and Roberto is one of their favorite people. I can't
Victor
pronounce his name.
Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama.
Whatever. Victor W. Victor
You hear
W.
the hate? You hear
I
the
don't
hate, Miss
hate. I don't
Roberto?
hate it. I don't hate it.
Oh
I don't.
man.
I'm
not
tell you.
even
I'm gonna tell you. I've never
mad.
watched. I've never watched a game he plays. So I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you gotta watch the game, bro. Whew.
He recently asked his opinion of Caitlin Clark, and this is what he said.
Makes his opinion of Caitlin Clark extremely clear. The San Antonio Spurs recently held preseason interviews, asking players like Victor Wembanyama some unique questions before the NBA season tips off. Since much of the attention around basketball in early October shines on the WNBA, Wembanyama and a few of his teammates discussed some of the top players in the league, like Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark. Wembanyama was asked which WNBA player has inspired him, and he was quick to give credit to Clark. He explained that Clark was the most impressive college basketball player, both men's and women's, he had ever seen. Caitlin Clark, Wembanyama said, "The only college player that I was really in awe of the game I'm saying, men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive I've ever seen." Clark competed for the Iowa Hawkeyes at the collegiate level from 2020 to 24. During her 4-year career, the 22-year-old became the NCAA's all-time scoring leader, posting 3,951 points with the Hawkeyes. The 6-foot guard was a starter at Iowa in all 4 seasons with the program. She finished her career averaging 28.4 points, 8.2 assists, and 7.1 rebounds per game. Clark also led the Hawkeyes to back-to-back Final Four appearances in 2023 and 2024. Once she was drafted with the No. 1 overall pick to the Fever in 2024.
Okay, let's go on more into what we need to know. So, what do y'all think of
now, really
Mr.
quick,
Go ahead.
really quick. How many people here are just as sick and tired as I am of this AI speaking crap?
It don't matter as long as they give me the information.
Oh, it just drives me nuts. But okay, yeah, I got you.
At least they're giving you a variety, not that same voice I hear all the time.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah.
I saw a commercial on TV that actually used that AI voice. It's
No
on all
way.
the time. Yes.
Now they're trying
I
to
was like-
brainwash us.
I was like, what the hell is this? Okay, let's get on topic. Sorry, I squirreled there. So
No problem. What do y'all think of his opinion of Caitlin Clark? Caitlin Clark has taken a lot of heat here lately, negative and positive both. For me, I think it's a good thing for the WNBA because I can truthfully say for myself, I never watched a WNBA game until she came in there. I think to me, it looks like the same thing, like the way that Magic and Bird revived the NBA. They say the NBA. I think her and Reese are going to save the WNBA because there's a competition there. You can clearly see the lines are being drawn, black versus white. And I'm not saying there's a real racial thing, but you can clearly see those lines being drawn. I think that the attendance is up. She has number 1 selling jersey. My understanding is that there have been some events that have been sold out. So to me, it's a good thing for the WNBA and a good thing for basketball in general. but Victor W, I'm going to call him, is saying that he is inspired by her, and I really think that French team is going to be tough next year because they gave USA all they wanted this year. So, what are your thoughts on the Caitlin Clark, what Victor said, and anything else you want to add on to this conversation? We'll go first with Roberto.
Yes, the girl is something. Watch TV. She did obviously put the WNBA on the map, and for whatever reason, they hated on her for it. I'm surprised the league didn't somewhat protect her because you see leagues protect superstars like this all the time, at least with publicly. But for a man to come out now and say that a woman inspires him, I think that'll only put him on a much bigger platform. And he's liked probably that much more for even making that comment, because this is the generation we're in right now, equality for everybody and anything. But yeah.
Oslo, what you think, bro?
To be honest with you, I still ain't watching WNBA, so I don't know. I just hear that she's doing good, and that's great. I'm glad she is, but I agree. I mean, if she's what's giving him the motivation, go right ahead because we need a championship in San Antonio, right? So whatever it takes for you to get that motivation up there, brother, and be because Wemby's gonna end as the GOAT if he stays healthy. He the more the better he gets, or the more he gets in the NBA, the more experience, the better he is going to get, and he's going to get to a point where I'm telling you, nobody is going to be able to stop this guy.
You know
So
why I
yeah,
think he won't get the GOAT, Oslo?
what's that?
You know why I think he'll never be the GOAT?
Why, Danny?
Not, and I'm not hating. I'm dead serious. I don't think that they're going to make a non-American player the GOAT in basketball.
I kind of agree with you.
I could agree with that.
I don't think they're going to do that.
I mean, yeah, I could agree with that. I think personally, like he can rival numbers. Also, there is a point where again he's in Popovich's system, so depending on how Popovich actually uses him, he might stifle Wembanyama's numbers as well. But I don't think he will. But he could. So there'll be that situation as well. But I agree with you. I mean, I don't think they'll ever want someone like a non-American player to be the GOAT, but if he wins championships and puts up them numbers,
Yeah, I mean, they may have to do it, but right now, 10 or 15, 20 years, maybe, but right now, that ain't going to happen.
But I think the NBA
LeBron James going to put it so far.
Yeah,
with the scoring title, it'll be another. I don't know if he'll ever see someone else get more points than LeBron's going to get.
I don't think so either because LeBron had to play so many years extra to get it, right? But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think anybody else is going to beat that number too. But you don't have to beat that number to be considered to go win championships, get all-star nods, defensive titles, offensive titles, right? That's just one number that would help, but I don't think that's the defining number for making him the GOAT. But at the end of the day, man, I see a lot of potential in this kid, man. A lot of potential. So,
okay.
Well,
Chris,
especially since watching the gold medal game, he kept France in that game almost single-handedly, and that's impressive.
Stinking ass Steph, though, man. I think that was I watched that game and it was tied or it was close. They were up and down, and what happens? Steph pops a three, boom, out of nowhere. Then they go down, they miss the shot. The Steph comes back, pops another three, boom, and from then I was like, okay, it's over. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's impressive how well they did against the American team because of the fact that he's really. I mean, I'm not saying the rest of the guys on that team aren't good players. I mean, obviously they have to be. It's not just him, but it was pretty
more or less
much.
It was only him.
Yeah, I mean, he dished the ball out. He did some stuff there as a teammate, but when things had to be done, he did it. And then, I mean, he's an amazing player. Don't get me wrong. But I'm with Danny on that. So, and then as far as this goes, listen, I've heard professional sports players call their grandmothers the reason why they do the things they do. Whatever it is for him, if it's her, if it's Caitlin Clark, great. It doesn't really matter what motivates a player. Every player has a motivation, whether or not it's winning or inspired by somebody else in their life. Everybody has it. It's a neat story that it happens to be her, and that because of what she's gone through, maybe he feels like he being a non-American player, that he has some of those same hurdles to get past, because he's not just what we talked about. Will he ever be the GOAT? Right now, probably not, because you're not American. Sorry, dude. That's just how it is, and he knows that inside probably. But like any NBA player, he has a goal. He has what he wants to be in the NBA when it's all said and done. So if that's his inspiration, is Caitlin Clark, that's good. I mean, I've watched a few games with her, and I watched like the NCAA women's tournament last year. I mean, she's got probably one of the best natural shots I've seen in a long time. She's really, really good on that. But the NBA, the WNBA in general, just doesn't have the excitement like the NBA gets. There's sometimes it gets good. It's just, in general, it's still a very early. It's very early, and it's, I guess, I don't know. I think maybe it's like the NBA was in the 60s, 50s, 60s. Not a lot of action, pure shots, things like that. As the time goes on, I think the WNBA, because of things like Caitlin Clark, will become more of that type of a league. But it's still in that early infancy of changing into something that people are more willing to watch now.
All right, JG, what you think?
I really think the only reason why this thing made any kind of headway is because Caitlin Clark's name's involved in it. I think if he had said somebody like Kyrie or somebody, it wouldn't even been a big thing. I do agree with Chris. I think she has a phenomenal natural shot. But her overall game, I still think needs a lot of work. And like Nzo said, I'm still not watching the WNBA like a lot of people are, or possibly maybe. I think the most I ever watched it was when Cheryl Swoops, way back when WNBA first kind of started.
Cheryl Swoops got fired because she couldn't keep her thoughts and coached herself.
Yeah, and yeah, like Nzo said, man, whatever motivates him to do what he has to do, be better. Hey, all for it. I'm not going to knock him for it at all. I do think there are a couple of female basketball players who is going to take her mantle. Possibly that's Juju Watkins and that one girl from UConn, I forget her name. They are freaking dope. As far as him being the GOAT, I think he's going to have a similar career to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the sense of he's going to get a lot of accolades, especially on defensive ends. He's so long and tall. But they're going to knock him down because he's foreign and say, oh, well, he had this person with him. Kind of like they did Kareem, where he had Oscar Robertson with him. We had Magic Johnson with him, right? I think they're going to use that same tactic against him to knock him down, as opposed to how they used to bring Kareem.
I don't think they could, JG, because this guy is very different. There's never been a player like this guy before. Like they said about LeBron when LeBron came in. Never been a guy this big before doing what this guy's doing.
Well, I mean, they're going to have similar careers statistically, like number-wise. I don't know about, because ain't nobody beating LeBron's record. I doubt. We'll be 3 generations dead before somebody does that, because he just won't sit down. So
well, that's the same thing. See, I don't think the all-time points leader and things like that really should count, because if players just keep playing to get those things, I'm like, well, it's obvious you played probably 3 years past when you should have. Yeah, you can still contribute. Okay, great. But you still really why'd you keep playing? I mean, I don't know. I
No,
don't think that's really going to make.
They have to play it like at the level LeBron's playing. There's one thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's still averaging numbers like so.
Yeah.
I don't care for the cat, but that cat is still he's still dangerous. He's still shooting 25, 6 and 6 on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
Why isn't this mofo being tested? That's my question. When you accomplish stuff like that at that age, something ain't right.
There was a story out there saying he was taking some kind of performance enhancing drugs. KG dropped it. I wish I could find it. He was saying LeBron on that stuff. I don't know what that stuff entails.
That Sonny guy, I can't never pronounce his name.
Maybe that's the
UFC
gift
guy.
he brings, like Jordan brought. Longevity. Who knows?
He said something about they have the same drug guy. Forget the guy's name.
I think
you brought up. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you brought up the fact, you're saying things here about his national background, all this stuff. As we're talking about it, I sat here and I was like, well, wait a minute. We're actually in a part of the NBA right now where it's expanding out of the United States. The developmental leagues are not here; they're overseas. There's a lot of stuff going on around the world. Not to mention the fact that it's probably one of the most accepted major sports in the Olympics. That it inspires a lot of people, and he's coming in at the beginning, I think, of what we're going to see an explosion. Like the NFL just started doing it. How many years ago? Going overseas. Now they're doing Brazil, Mexico City, Germany, Wimbledon. I mean, and they're talking about going to Italy. They're talking about going possibly to Australia. I mean, so the NBA sees this and they're like, hey, we need to kind of try to do this too. He's coming in at the beginning of it. So is there a possibility, and I think Danny said this, in 20 years or so for him to be called the GOAT? Absolutely, because by that time, I think the NBA will be on at least, 4 of the continents.
That's a good point, Chris.
Here's that clip. We'll put it real quick.
Yeah, he can get a bucket on Brown right now.
On that new juice.
Oh, wait, nope. He can get a bucket on Brown averaging 25. No, I didn't say he ain't. I don't care what he's doing, but he ain't sliding, playing that. It's a level 25. No. Lord, 25? Lord, he dunking? He's still dunking the ball with. I'm saying that Bronny can get a bucket on Bron. I'm saying he can't. One rollout, get a bucket. 3 dribbles? No way. I'm talking about get a bucket on. No. Man, come on. That little dude is explosive, bro. He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that balcony. You seen his dad? His dad on that balcony.
On that new juice, on that balcony.
Now, I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying that's what he said. I don't know what balcony we saw what the explanation was. I read that about 4 or 5 months ago, but it seems to have been swept under the rug. If there's any truth to it, I don't know. I'm just reporting what I saw on YouTube. Maybe that's part of his longevity. I know that LeBron, I think Stephen had just said it last week or the week before, he spends approximately $1.5 million on his body. That's massages, doing stuff, aquatic weights, all that kind of crazy stuff. Maybe some of his balco. I don't know. But seems quite unnatural. He is defeating Father Time quite nicely. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's go to the next clip, and it is Joe Montana. He's asked his top 5 QBs, and this is what he says.
1, 2, 2, 3. Blind rank these 5 quarterbacks.
Okay.
Peyton Manning.
2.
Patrick Mahomes.
2.
Him like Jerry Rice did. What about Dan Marino?
Oh, I love Danny. I'm going to put him in the beginning at 1.
Tom Brady.
10. No, I'm kidding. Joking. I just have to put him up there with Danny. 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s.
You're not following the rules, sir.
Yes, I am. I made up my own rules.
Aaron Rodgers.
You can be there. 3.
3. So I've got 1, 1, 2, 2, 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Blind rank these 5 quarterbacks.
Okay.
Peyton
See, he should go ahead and be honest and stop being scared. I don't believe that's his real list. I don't think he believes Dan Marino is number 1. I don't know what his list is, but to me, I was like, really, Mr. Montana, you should have been in that top 5. Not saying you should be 1, but and we'll see another quarterback before I get back to it. This is Michael Vick. Now, Michael Vick just did 2 of these, and he's lying because I wish I could put that second one he just did, but he did the same thing, quite similar. And let me pull it up, and then we'll discuss both of them.
Okay, so you're going to put Tom Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. One of my my favorites of all time.
All right, there we go. I was going to see if Tom Brady was going to make the list.
I love Steve Young. It's my idol.
Steve Young?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't hear that name a lot.
Yeah, Steve
Usually
Young.
Joe Montana's usually on the list.
Well, man, Steve was lefties and mobile lefties, so this group going to consist of probably more mobile quarterbacks and dual threat quarterbacks.
Steve Young is one.
Steve Young, John Elway. This is a tough list because I'm a quarterback.
Exactly.
Connoisseur.
That's why I'm asking you.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Donovan McNabb.
That's
that 4?
That's 4. You know, there's a big one that's not on this list right now.
I'm Tom Brady.
Okay, so you're going to put Tom Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorites of all time.
All right, there we go. I was going to see if Tom Brady was going to make the list.
I love Miss Tom's. Man.
Okay. Would you say that he's number 1 on the list?
I would say, Tom's number 1 on the list. I would say Patrick is number 2, but Patrick is like moving the needle.
Yeah.
But
so you think Patrick might actually surpass him at some point?
I wouldn't say that. I don't know. Who knows? I know Patrick is going for a 3rd.
Yeah.
That's all I know right now.
Okay.
You get that 3rd one. He only, 4 rings away. And he still got, another 10 years to play?
Probably. Yeah, unless he gets injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think's winning the Super Bowl?
I don't know about Donovan McNabb. I'm sorry.
There's another one, man. He doesn't even.
I would put Cunningham before I put McNabb.
He puts Young first. He loves Young. He puts himself, Peyton. I want to say Elway's not even in that. I can't think of him. I can't find it. But what do y'all think about those lists?
I don't blame him for putting himself in there, but he is not.
Maybe he said lefty mobile quarterbacks. He must be.
That's why I went with Young, because Young was, to me now, Young was good.
Yeah.
I like Young.
Yeah, Young was dangerous.
But is Young better than Joe Montana, though?
No. I don't think he is. No.
Exactly.
But see, I still put, you guys know, I put Joe Montana as the best ever. That's for a lot of different reasons. But every once in a while I see an interview where somebody's asked who's the best at this. I can't remember. Somebody just recently in the NBA was asked. Maybe this was last time we were here, but I have only seen a few players who have, when you're asked who are the best at this position, ever look somebody straight in the face and go like, "Well, me." Mm-hmm. Or I'm surprised Joe Montana doesn't at least put himself on a list. I mean, his is a little different because he was fed the names. But like with Vic, I think, and also it's kind of funny. Well, who isn't on this list? It's like a lot of the NFL and the announcers and the people that work in the media for the NFL really push that Tom Brady's the GOAT thing. And it's like I've not seen a lot of players who put him up there necessarily. Yet a lot of people are like, well, where's Tom Brady? Well, Tom Brady's on the list, and they're like, well, and then it's almost like they coax him to say, okay, well, yeah, I guess he's good. It's weird because every time Tom Brady comes up in these lists, if it's done by a player, it's almost hesitant that they even add him, and I don't know why.
Here we go. Here we go. You
I
just,
can
but
take,
you notice but you just notice when they do add him, they all say, "Oh no, he's the number one." You notice that, right?
Yeah, but that's almost like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. Well, how'd you forget about him?
well, I can tell you this. I've been on a lot of teams here lately, and your boy Patrick Mahomes is walking in the same footsteps. There are people that are just as tired of him as they are Brady, and they saying that referees are intentionally making these games so he can get that three-peat to surpass Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, if he gets a three-peat, I think that puts him really close to Brady just because that happened, and that puts him at 5. Is it?
Absolutely not.
It'd be 5.
They're
Oh, three-peat? Nobody's done it. That's the thing. If he gets a three-peat, nobody's done it. That's the mark that he has over Brady.
That'll put him closer, but he already lost.
That's what I said. I didn't say he was going to be the GOAT. I said it's going to put him closer to that mark.
But what I'm going to say on top of that is that the same way your argument is that there are a lot of those games and championships he didn't earn because of cheating or whatever it is.
Because they came out that they were cheating.
Let me finish. There's an argument out there and a group of people, a group of fans that are saying that the referees are purposely cheating for Mahomes to get that. It's already been written. I ain't saying I believe it. I ain't saying that it's true. I just tell you what the argument out there is.
Yeah, I know, and I understand why. Okay, it's great to be hated, all right? It's great to be hated. I mean,
hey,
I don't know.
Listen,
whatever. But no, wait.
I'm gonna say this. I seen some clips that were very, very suspect when it came to Kansas City, and I'm like, how do the refs miss that? Blatant.
We got a pass interference call that was not called 2 weeks ago. I totally agree with that. I don't know how it wasn't called. Now again, in baseball, football, all sports, officiating is done by humans. They kind of let that go. I don't know how it didn't happen. I don't disagree with that. I do see times when that happens. But here's the thing. It's all or never. Everybody's in on the conspiracy, and you're screwed if you don't want this to happen. If it's that way, that's exactly what it's already determined. It's already done. You're screwed if you don't like it. If that's how it is, then you're screwed. If it isn't, then I mean, my point here is that he is doing stuff that is going to lead him down a road where, like, again, if he gets a three-peat, that puts him at 5. That's 2 behind Tom Brady. He may never have to win another one. He may just have to go back at least once or twice more. But because of the three-peat, that kind of puts him up over other things. Now, I mean, I'm just saying he's doing a lot of that stuff. I still don't think he's the GOAT. I'm not going to say Brady or Mahomes are the GOAT because my GOAT's probably always going to be Joe Montana.
So
the guy did something that very few people have done, and it's going to be like that. And it was during a time that was so much harder to play than now, and I just think that weighs up more than a lot of this other stuff. But
here's the thing I wanted to say real quick, Donnie, before you go on. So yeah, I know Donnie's saying, oh, the refs are people are saying the refs cheat for Kansas City, but let's not act like they don't do that stuff. They do it to Michael Jordan, they did it to Kobe Bryant, they do it to LeBron James, they're doing it to the Kansas City Chiefs, right? You can go and listen to a lot of players say where the refs have meetings and they say, hey, we're not going to call these many calls on so-and-so tonight because it's a televised game and people want to see Michael Jordan play. You understand? So they do
I don't
stuff
think
like
that they do that in any sport. I don't think they do that in any sport. What I do think they do,
yes, they do,
is no. Just like a strike zone in baseball, when Wade Boggs would come up, or when I don't know, just any player. Aaron Judge right now is a great player that's hitting home runs left and right. If he doesn't swing at it, that umpire, if it's close to the strike zone, but it looked like it could have been out, he's probably not calling a strike because he thinks this guy right here is a world-renowned baseball player, and he didn't swing at that swing. If he didn't swing at it, it's probably a ball, so he doesn't call it. Then later on, you watch it on TV. Nope, that was a strike. It happens, but I don't think they're sitting down there.
Yes,
every
they do.
meeting and saying,
Rasheed
"Hey, don't
Wallace.
call that guy." No, okay, listen.
Hold on. Rasheed
I don't
Wallace
buy that.
Rasheed Wallace is on Gilbert Arenas, and he blasts it out. Yes, they do. The refs will tell you. The refs have meetings before the games where the NBA calls them, and they say that it's a
NBA,
televised
fine.
game. We're not going to call.
seriously doubt. This is happening in NFL too, because they've thrown flags.
One at a time.
It's like,
one at a
we threw
time.
flags, so we got to call something.
I don't buy that it's that type of meeting where they go like, I would say if they're having meetings, they're probably like, make sure if you make this call that it's definite, that it's that. Again, if you make a call against XYZ player, okay, I can see that, but not, hey, don't call anything on this guy. Just let him play type stuff. No, again, I totally agree with the fact that we got away with pass interference call that would have made us lose the game. I know that. I'm not going to sit here and say that didn't happen. Why it happened, I don't know, but we got plenty of penalty calls on that drive that got him to that spot. So I'm sitting here going like, so what? They're going to let these guys go all the way down into the 10-yard line and then start calling it for the Chiefs? Why not just start calling it for the Chiefs right at the beginning of it? Why waste the time? Oh, no, fourth down, you're done, or whatever. It doesn't make any sense to pull it down to that point. I mean, I guess, again, if that's what they're doing, then it's all fixed and you're screwed anyways. But I don't buy this.
Okay,
sometimes
Chris,
it is.
Can we talk? What we're trying to say is, when you're at home, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. I don't care what you think of. When the player is at home, you're going to get that call.
Facts.
Yes, I don't disagree with that, but that's any sport. It's been like that for years.
But
it's the same thing.
But that's what we're saying. So that could be considered as the refs cheating, right? And it's not just at home, Danny. Hold on. It's not just at home. It's the most popular teams, right? If Chicago is playing, like Michael Jordan is playing, let's say against Magic Johnson or whatever, these two teams, right? They're going to call other things, but Magic Johnson and Jordan are always going to get the benefit of the call.
And we've heard on NFL, Major League Baseball, and football that they said that Brady's going to get that call or whatever it is because of ABC. A younger quarterback or younger whatever is not going to get that same call in consideration because you don't have the cachet. We've heard that.
I already covered that, though. I said because these refs, one, know that there's a lot of money behind some of these players, and that's a lot of money, piss off a lot of people, XYZ, whatever. But it's also, they start looking at it and go like, well, if they didn't react in a certain way, then maybe that wasn't a foul, and it starts making them go like, well, I don't know. Every year I think when I watch football and I watch not just Chiefs games, I have seen more flags picked up in the past 3 years than I think I'd ever seen before that 3-year period. I am seeing more flags picked up, period, in the NFL, and it's not just Chiefs games. It's all sorts of games. And I kind of wonder what the hell's going on. I mean, and then you add the rules like the hip tackle type stuff where they're still trying to figure out, was that a penalty? Was it not a penalty? There's a lot of things changing in the NFL right now that, I mean, as far as the refs are concerned, they're still having to learn a shit ton of stuff. And it's becoming, you get this period of time when it's a question mark. Happened to us in a preseason game during a kickoff. We thought it was a touchback. Turned out it wasn't. It became either a safety or something like that, or a touchdown. And even the announcers and stuff were going like, what in the world happened? It's like, wait a minute. There's nothing in the new rule that even brings up this type of a situation. So there's a lot of factors that go into this. And again, they're human. Things go fast. They don't see it, and they don't want to call it because they didn't see it, or they don't think they saw it, or they're not sure if they saw it. That's in all sports. I mean, there's a lot of factors going on here. And then you add in, well, That was, I'm just going to use an old name here. That was Lawrence Taylor. I mean, if I don't think he was offsides, but maybe he was. But because it's Lawrence Taylor, I don't think a 12, 20, whatever year veteran would have done that. That all gets played into this. It's a complex job. And even the few times I've done like little league and local league umpiring for baseball and stuff, trust me, it's a whole different situation when you're on this side of the screen. You're not down there. And think of it, we talked about this. The NFL, NBA is a lot faster now. It's a lot faster. They hit a lot harder, and everything happens a lot quicker now. And those guys are down there real time. And then you go to the coaches, and now they only got 2 times that they can say, hey, I want you to relook at that. And they're not willing to lose. And even they get to the point, well, I don't know. I don't want to throw this flag because if I throw this flag, I could lose a timeout, and I might need that timeout with a minute left in the fourth quarter. Those are human instincts. So it's not all. You got to add all that stuff together. Is there some calls given because of benefit of the doubt? Absolutely. But it's a lot more than that because that speed of that game's going on. And then they said, did I see that? Did I not see that? And then the next thing you get is they get called out because they call, one person, 6 weeks in a row for the same type of penalty. And then those guys are like, well, wait, here's X, Y, Z, D, all these players that do the same thing my player's doing, and you're not calling them. They're under intense pressure. So I don't really think it's all about this, oh, well, let's just let these people get away with this. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff going into this.
All right. Bro, you got anything to say?
Nope.
I'll be right back, guys.
Note to self. No more Kansas City Chief topics.
Yes, please.
I just topic about that.
I just got. I checked out after the Ram win started.
I was like, can I talk?
All right. Next topic will be Stephen A. Dan Orlovsky. Let's see.
What happened now?
Well, you like this one, Roberto? It's about Washington.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it got me feeling like I look good because I really know I don't. But it got me feeling like I do.
You know what? You do look nice. I'm happy you don't have on a pastel suit. Dan, is it an overreaction to have Daniels in the MVP conversation?
Absolutely. It's ridiculous. We're a month into the season. He's been amazing. He hasn't been as good as Geno Smith. He hasn't been as good as Brock Purdy. He hasn't been as good as Josh Allen. He hasn't been as good as Sam Darnold. He hasn't been as good as Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's the MVP of the NFL right now. To say that in a month of the season when, let's keep it real, Cincinnati's defense, bad. Arizona's defense, not good. The young man's been sensational. But putting him into the MVP conversation is way too early and ridiculous. He's not been as good as Baker Mayfield. So what are we talking about? 5th or 6th best at best within the conference. It's too early.
Dan, we joke around. We go at each other. But you know I love you, bro. Please, Dan Orlovsky, listen to me when I tell you this. If you listen to nothing else that I tell you, Dan, please watch soap operas. Please. You'll get it. You just don't get it right now. Let me explain.
Soap opera.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Listen to me. You're talking about the first 4 weeks. Wait. Do we think that Jaden Daniels is going to win MVP? No. But when you consider the fact that Washington, they scored on 20 of their last 22 possessions, excluding kneel downs. When you consider him completing 82% of his passes. When you see how the turnaround has taken place because of how he's gelled with Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn, what an exceptional job he's doing is coaching this team. And you look at his level of efficiency, you can't ignore it. Is he above those names that you mentioned? Probably not. But in the conversation, worth the consideration based purely off the first 4 games of the regular season, sure. And this is why I brought up soap operas, just to be clear.
So, Stephen has said at this particular point in time that he is in the conversation for MVP. Do you agree or disagree? Anyone who wants to take the floor?
I don't want to be biased and go first because
I'll go first. I think right now, today, if the NFL was to stop, he would have to be considered because if you go into statistics, if you're going from the turnaround from when Washington used to like really stink up the division, now they're leading the division. I think if they stay healthy, I like the new coach. I did not like Ron Rivera. He just was not a good fit there. Dan Quinn seems to have a better relationship with the guys. He seems to be motivating the guys. I just don't hope that Daniels has his RG3 thing where he comes in like a ball of fire the first year, and the second year, as they watch more videotape, they figure him out and he gets hurt. He needs to learn how to slide. He's bigger than RG3. I think he's like 6'4", 215, 220 or so in there. So he can see over the center. He can see over the O-line. I think if he stays healthy, and if they put more pieces around him, make sure he has a good tackle, good guards, give him a nice running back, I see them improving. Are they Super Bowl bound? No. But if they keep going on the present course they are currently now, get a couple more pieces, these guys can make some noise.
Based on 4 weeks, yes. Again, end of the season, rookie of the year, maybe.
If he keeps playing like he
the
is,
fact that he's a rookie and he's doing this, give him some props. That's all I'm saying, because, I don't know if Dan's a hater, but he sounded like one, naming all these guys. I just saw Baker Mayfield lose a game.
Yeah, but Baker Mayfield had
an excellent game, and I won't say he's not in the run-ins.
Woo!
Cousins had an even better game.
Yeah,
but he didn't mention Cousins.
Hell of a game. Thank God I got him, put him in.
Good Lord, Baker was on fire. They should have won that game.
Yeah,
easily.
What's the question?
For me, I'll say this. For me, again, I'm not calling anybody like an MVP or I guess if you want to say at this point, yeah. But I gotta wait for more than just to be like, oh yeah, he's the MVP, because we tried that last week, and that didn't work out too well, or 2 weeks ago. That didn't work out too well. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to put that now.
Which I'm not sad about that. The question was, Chris, at this current time in the NFL, Dan Orlovsky was going against Stephen A. And Stephen A. was saying that Jayden Daniels could be considered at this particular point in time in the MVP conversation. And Dan Orlovsky said he shouldn't be. JG, go ahead really quick. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. He's a rookie, right?
Yes, sir.
The last rookie to win the MVP was 1973. I think O.J. Simpson. So
ding, ding, ding. Look at all those
it's
points
been that long, it ain't going to happen now. I think, and the fact that his name's up there lets you know how it's not a clear cut who should be MVP right now, because everybody's so close together, even to win losses. I think he has to do a little more. I think if he can go 9-10 games in this trajectory, yeah, I could put him up there. But for right now, no.
But the question was at this point, right? Not end the season.
If it was the end right now, yes.
I want to do a hot take for you. I think if he win the division and they make it to second round of playoffs, he'll be in the hunt for. If he stay like this statistical wise. Go ahead, Chris.
I don't think anybody should be named MVP after 4 weeks. I mean, he's doing a good job. There's a long time left. 13 more games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's doing just as good as anybody else, but all it takes is 2 or 3 bad weeks and you're done. I mean, again, 4 weeks in, sure. I mean, why not him? Why not anybody? I mean, it's like, at this point, who knows? But sure, why not?
All right. Anybody else?
No.
You got something to say?
No, I was just saying no. I mean, at the end of the day, I like to wait. You know what I mean? I don't like to say, he's the best. Say he's the best now, because it's only 4 weeks in. he could put up a dud the next 4 weeks, and it's been like, okay, well, because we did that 2 weeks ago. We were like, oh, who was the best? And I think every team we picked lost except for the Steelers. But every team we picked lost. We said Baltimore, they lost. The Jets, they lost. You know what I mean? And they lost. It's like big time. Philadelphia, look, can't win a game since. So I'll wait.
All right, so next topic. This is for you, Bubba.
Justin Fields just took Russell Wilson's job, and he's not giving it back. Really quickly, we're giving away $500 to a follower on this page. Going into the NFL season, Russell Wilson was expected to be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, after he suffered a mysterious calf injury in training camp, the Pittsburgh Steelers were forced to go with Justin Fields. And so far, he's exceeded all expectations. At this point, Justin Fields has the Steelers at 3-1, and he ranks 7th in the NFL in completion percentage, 12th in passer rating, and 9th in total touchdowns. Now, before you say that Justin Fields is being carried by Mike Tomlin, Justin Fields' receivers have the worst average separation far, while Fields ranks top. Now, this isn't just analytics. Just take a look at the tape. On this play against the Colts last week, you can see Fields escape from a broken pocket, roll to his left, and throw cross-body, rotating his hips perfectly in order to deliver a strike to his receiver for a huge gain. With all that being said, it's obvious that Justin
and the Steelers were down big in that game and ended up only losing by 3. They came back, they tied it up, and lost by a field goal. So, hey, Justin Fields is doing good, but again,
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take that what you said, Nzo, and it's like what Tua was saying about his old coach. I can't think of his name. That a lot of times these coaches can make or break these QBs. The quarterback for the Bears did not like Justin Fields. He was not his first
facts. Yeah.
Now Justin Fields coming here that somebody can appreciate him. Matt Tomlin can sympathize with him, can empathize with him, can connect with him, and now he's doing good things. Now there's a healthy competition because it's like the young bud against the old buck. Old buck for whatever reason. Even though I love him, I think he's probably gonna be his last year. And right now, if he takes right now. The Steelers are starting off really good, and they have winning seasons, so we accustomed them having winning seasons. But if they can get further into the playoff, I think that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers should definitely consider about getting a number 1 receiver. We got someone out there now. I wish he'd go somewhere else.
Yes,
but I would do everything in my power if I was Mike Tomlin. Dante now. Dante.
Facts. I agree with you 100%, Donnie. Like, okay, regardless, we still because Dante came out with a couple of teams. Steelers were one of them. Cowboys was one of them. Jets. I think the Chiefs was one of them. Jets was one of them as well. Yeah, right. So he came out with his list. Now, I'm with you. If out of all those teams, if I'm Tomlin and I'm looking at my team at 3-1 and we have not number 1 wide receiver, I am going out for whatever they want. I will give it for them because they only want draft picks and the compensation. I'd give it.
Yep. Roberto, what you thinking?
Who's really number 1 now? Pickens?
For the Steelers, yeah. Yeah, it's Pickens. And Pickens, like he had a good game last week, but he's not that week-to-week guy that you can depend on. Adams is. So you put him there with Pickens, oh yeah, that's going to be dangerous.
So
I think the Steelers already have the number. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say.
Go ahead.
I just think the Steelers already have the number 1 defense in the league. So you get Adams in there and do something with Harris. I don't know. Something has to happen with this guy because he ain't running, So, but other than that, yeah, they'd be in a good spot if they got him. Just go ahead, Roberto. Sorry.
Was this question in regards to the 2 quarterbacks?
It was, but I think we got to talking about if he got Dante Adams, would like help out him even more,
Big time.
Yeah.
Because you have that downfield threat, and again, I have to agree. I don't know if it was Danny who said it, but quarterbacks could go to 2 or 3 different teams before they find a coach that connection is there, and then you see the true skill set of that player. You just hope it's not too late in their career,
Yep.
Because what's his name with Minnesota right now?
Kirk Cousins.
No. Kirk Cousins with Atlanta.
It
What's
was
his
Atlanta.
name?
Donald. Is it Sam Donald?
Is it?
I think it is.
Yeah. When he was up with the Jets and the Jets were looking to get rid of him, I was hoping Washington would pick him up because there's something about that guy I like. He's a big guy, strong arm, never really played on the right team.
And look at Geno. When Geno played the Jets, couldn't do it. Now he's over there with Pete Carroll, and he looked pretty good.
Yeah, Geno looks really good. Even though he looks like he's in his 50s with his helmet off, he's still keeping it going on the field, man.
Yep. So, yeah, it's definitely that chemistry you have with your quarterback, man, and your quarterback and the coach, man. They got to have that chemistry. Like I said, I hate to see that Russell is not, because, I mean, he's always been one of my favorites. But, man, if Justin Fields can do the job, and, you know, I'm not a Steelers fan, but, hey, if they can put the pieces together, man, go ahead and do it. That's what I would do.
And I think Russell is now backup. You know what I mean? Like there's no question when he gets healthy, oh, Russell's gonna come in and take over the job. Nope, I think Justin Fields has proved and deserves to be.
It would be foolish to mess up that chemistry now.
I agree.
There's no future with Russell Wilson.
No, there's not.
There's a future with Fields.
Like Danny said, it might be Russell's last year. Go ahead, JJ. Sorry.
I remember saying week one, you know, when the first time we did, I say, hey, I'm starting Justin Fields. He's young, he's hungry. If it doesn't work out, you have a veteran, Russell Wilson, right behind him. But at the same time, Russell, I'm not saying he thinks this, but you can't just go to a tape thinking I'm just going to be the starter. You know, you got to earn those spots.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And, you know, I obviously don't like him because all the Seattle Seahawks times.
Man,
But
Russell is prime, man. Russell was no joke.
Yeah, I think one of his biggest flaws was in Denver actually last year's in Seattle because they had no line.
His biggest problem in Denver was his coach.
His coach.
His coach did
I
not
think his
like
coach
him.
wanted to be like a drop back guy. That's not him.
Did not want him.
If you guys really look at his history, when he got injured in Seattle and he did that speedy recovery back, and they were saying he's back too soon, he's never been the same since.
I agree. But like I said, some of it is age and attrition. Some of it is playing in the right system. But a lot of it, too, is that coach. At least you got with your coach and whether or not your coach believes in you. When your coach don't believe in you, I don't know if Tua will tell the truth, but the interview I heard, man, he said his coach was cursed at him and calling him MF. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm a grown man. I'm making millions of dollars. I've been top 10 picks, and you cussing at me like I'm a child and stuff. Who wants to play in that? But now he gets.
I actually believe that. I believe there are coaches out there that'll, you know, talk to these players like they're pieces of crap. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a coach that doesn't really want you on the team.
Exactly.
100%.
But you got to realize these are men. These ain't these boys that you talk to at college. You can talk to them a little bit static at college, but a grown man, no, you ain't talking to me.
Well,
especially if I'm not playing crappy. If I'm playing crappy, that's one thing. But if I'm playing decent, and man, it ain't all my fault. I ain't trying to hear all that criticism.
Facts.
That goes down just to coaching style. There's some coaches that believe they need to yell at you and do all that. And one of the things about Eric Bieniemy that always got said about why he never got a head coaching job was because he was tough on players. And the players here didn't have a problem with it, but it was the first thing the Washington Commanders players started saying, it's like, my God, this guy thinks he's the head coach. He thinks he's the guy doing all this stuff. And then you turn around and now he's in college. I mean, you got to be careful because, like you said, they're men, they're grown-ups. You got to know how they're going to respond best. But some guys just don't care. And, if it's anything more than just Justin Fields has taken the job, which I think is pretty much what has happened, Russell Wilson, I don't think Tomlin is a coach that wouldn't put Wilson in if he thought he was a better option. So obviously Justin Fields has shown him what he wants to see. And I think in the style of the Pittsburgh Steelers, this feels more like old school grind out Pittsburgh Steelers. Good defense and an offense that can do just enough. And so far, Justin Fields has not done things that
make them
really
move.
Exactly. He hasn't done anything that's really hurt the team on the field. So why would you change? You've got 4 weeks now under his belt with those players. At this point, it's if you get hurt and Wilson's ready, we'll try Wilson. And then it may be another story. Maybe, and I'm not saying I want Fields to get hurt, but let's say he does get hurt. He gets hurt, you put Wilson in, now all of a sudden Wilson's doing a great job. Then it might be hard for Fields to get back. Who knows? I mean, they didn't really know who they were going to start after training camp. So they're still, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Russell Wilson may just be on a stop.
I'll say kind of reversing New England when Tom Brady took over, right? Bledsoe was killing it, got hurt, and Brady came in. That was it.
Well, Bledsoe came back, but then he got hurt again. And as he often says, he sat there and watched him win the Super Bowl. And that was it. He was done.
Did any of you see the roast of Tom Brady?
Yeah.
And Bledsoe was there and came out and made those jokes. Yeah, Bledsoe was pretty funny.
He says there is one record that I'll beat you at. He's like, I've been married 35 years.
Yeah.
He says you'll never get there. It was really good. That roast was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
And then when they're talking about the massage with Robert Kraft, and he walked up there and told, he's like, don't talk about that again. And the thing is the mic picked it up. That was probably the most unscripted moment of the night, and that was amazing.
Roberto, your last words on this topic?
Sorry?
Any last words on this topic? We go to the next one.
No, I'm good.
Okay, next topic. Devontae is going to the Steelers. Let's read what this says, and then we'll go from that.
Is he?
No. That's what they want. Stephen A. wants him.
That was early this week, Wednesday to be exact, because Mad Dog was there. Stephen A. saying where Devontae Adams should go after Adam Schefter reported the Raiders are willing to listen to trade offers for the star. Cowboys COO Stephen Jones spoke yesterday on Dallas's interest.
No, I don't think there's anything to that. And, Devontae's, we just signed our number one guy, and he's the number one receiver. And, as you know, when you have, the challenges cap-wise that we have, that'd be a long putt for us.
SA, up first. Do you agree with Stephen Jones' comments on why they can't add Devontae?
Of course not. I mean, listen, they're going to come up with every excuse in the book. We understand this. But in the end, you know what? So you have that explanation. What was your explanation for not going after Derrick Henry? When you knew that you didn't have a running game and you needed a running back. It cost too much, right?
Richest franchise in all
$8 million? $8 million. So you pay CeeDee Lamb $136 million. You pay Dak Prescott $240 million. $60 million guaranteed as average salary, all right? That's what you do. You're going to pay Micah Parsons as well. You're going to have about $125 million chewed up in the cap per year just for those three players alone, okay? You ain't winning the damn thing. And then on top of it all, you have an opportunity to really, really help your $60 million quarterback in Dak Prescott, or who was going to be your $60 million quarterback. And you have a chance to do so by getting one of the elite running backs and bell cows this game has seen. And you pass up on him. He works out in Dallas. He lives there in the offseason. He said publicly he wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy, and still you didn't go get him. Then you go up against him, and he runs for over 150 yards.
Okay. Stephen A., as we all know, who's that?
Mm-hmm.
Background noise. Big time.
Yeah, I know. I hear it too.
It's Chris. I got him on mute.
Okay.
We know that Stephen A is a Steelers fan, and like we just said earlier, I think it make it perfectly good.
Tony Brown.
Makes sense for them to go there. I wish he'd go to Washington instead, but that's probably not going to happen. Why does it seem like Dallas always seems to get in their own way? I don't understand that. And what do y'all think that Devontae should not? Let's just say because it's our team. What do y'all think really is the best place for him to go? I'm thinking it's the Jets. I'm not a Jets fan, but I know him and Aaron Rodgers has a connection. I think they play together in Green Bay. So I know the one reason why he went to LA because he wanted to play with Derek Carr, and it seems like the Raiders are shooting themselves in the foot. So what do y'all think would be the best fit for this man, not solely because it's your team?
Why wouldn't you? Because of the car connection. Also, I think the two biggest chances are New Orleans or the Jets. I think those are the two front runners just because of the connection. And then after that, I don't know. I don't think I don't think the Chiefs would ever pick him up. Not that they shouldn't, but just I don't think they're going to pick him up. I don't think we're going to pick up another wide receiver this year. But my bet would be like Jets probably first, like you said, but quite possibly New Orleans.
Roberto, what you think, bro?
Where I think he'll end up is probably the Jets. Where I'd like to see him go would probably be either Baltimore or Buffalo.
Woo! If he went to Baltimore would definitely win the Super Bowl.
Because look, think about it. Who's his threat now? Wilson for the Jets. That's his top receiver, Wilson.
I think so.
Yeah. You can't even get him the ball because as soon as he says hike, he has 3 defensive linemen in his face. His O-line
is awful.
Obviously is worse than Green Bay. So Devontae Adams is not that young pup he was when they played together. So the time Devontae is going to need to run his patterns or his routes and the time he's going to need to get those passes off, I don't think it's going to be that same marriage it was in Green Bay. Even though that's probably I think he'd be better off going to New Orleans.
Yeah, plus he played in a dome where you have to worry about all that weather. So that might be right. Could extend his career.
Well, I'm gonna say it, but I know you guys are gonna say it because of my team, but not just because of that. But I do think it's the Steelers. I think him and Tomlin could have a great relationship, and I think that if he's connects with Justin Fields, I think him and Justin Fields could be the best 1-2 punch in the NFL for a long time. So I honestly believe it's just
he's 31. So what's the average age of a wide receiver?
I give him 4 more years.
Yeah, 35. I'd say that's about the time it'll be over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, JG, what's your thought? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nzo.
I mean, he would look good in red and gold. I'm just saying, but but I don't know if Steelers are a good fit, man, because I don't think Justin Fields has the IQ enough to go to him with the way he runs his routes. I just don't see it. It'll be cool, but 49ers, me, we need you, buddy, but we don't have the money for him. But if I were to pick a team, Detroit. I think him and Detroit would be monstrous.
If I want to win, if I'm him, I'm gonna do everything in my power to get to Baltimore. Baltimore got an elite top 5 quarterback, top 5 running back, and he is a top 5 receiver. I think they would be unstoppable.
Yeah, but the only problem is even though
he have ego.
I don't know, But I was going to say,
winning cues amigos.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like, what if they have somewhere? If I make some catches, I get this much money, right? It's like, hey, I need these catches, man. I'm not getting it. So, a person like that can destroy a team, right? With that attitude. Not saying he has a bad attitude, I'm just saying.
I've never heard of him having a bad attitude. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I've never heard that rumor about him.
See, my thing is this though, right? Even though he can give a list, it's still going to be a trade. So it like wherever he wants to go doesn't really mean anything as long as the other team puts a better package together, right? Whatever package comes that's best for the Raiders, that's the one they're gonna pick. So I
Yeah,
mean,
is this the
Weren't they
last
asking for a
season?
second and a third? Like, what kind of values that put
Is
on him?
this
Second and
You
third.
said, Chris?
where is he at in his contract? It's just the last season.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
See, so you got to come up with a few things here. One, anybody who's going to take him is either buying the rest of this contract and marrying themselves to him, or you might look at again, like you said,
The last year and then
What Vegas wants.
Sick, I heard this is his last year with Vegas.
Yeah. So right now, then that means a rent a player. Right? I mean, let's just be honest. If he plays out the rest of this season anywhere else, it's going to be a rent a player because next year, and this is where a lot of teams will look at it and be like, well, we can bring him here, and yeah, he'll help us this year, but we really want to have him here. So how do we do this? I mean, so there's a lot of factors that go into that. I think the Steelers are probably a top competitor. And they probably could afford him, and he would probably get the majority of the passes. The guy that I think wants that because he has been in the past. He has complained about not getting the production he believes he should be getting or getting the chances.
I agree with you, and to say this, like you said, right? He'll be a rental player too, but I also think that a team like let's say Baltimore, who was already like close to the Super Bowl last year, if they figured that even if we only get him for this season, but he gives us a Super Bowl, I might take that chance. I might take that chance. You know what I mean? At least we get a Super Bowl ring, and if he doesn't want to stay, but then you win a Super Bowl, that might be enough for him to say, you know what? I'm going to stay here. Maybe we could do it again. So I would take that chance.
Wasn't enough for Tyreek Hill.
It wasn't.
He
Huh?
wanted that money. He wanted
I
that
know.
money,
Yeah, no, I know.
he got his money, and look where he's at.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It could be a chance where you could lose him, but I'm saying if you're gonna win a Super Bowl for that year you have him, I
I
might
agree.
take that chance as a team and be like,
I
yeah,
agree.
let's win that Super Bowl, and then deal
But
with it in the off season.
I would not doubt he goes to the Jets though. I think Aaron Rodgers and him are talking behind the scenes. I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, somebody in our chat said, like, well, what does he think he's a GM? They've been letting him basically make the calls. That team last year was built because he asked literally every one of those guys that got traded or they went and got off of the, or they went and signed a contract with those players was for him, which is funny because several of the offensive line, I think, were his pick, and they're not doing their job with him. So I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, I think that he could pull Devontae Adams there, but I don't know if Devontae Adams wants to go there. Because Devontae Adams, if he's smart, he's going to be looking for a team. He feels like one, he is the go-to guy, and two, do they have a chance to win?
And if it's just me, I ain't trying to go from this nice weather in Las Vegas to cold weather in New York. I'm just ain't trying to do it. But that's just me. And
What if well hold on, Danny. What if there were some extra zeros on that paycheck though?
I ain't saying I wouldn't go, but if the zeros are similar, I'm going where it's tropical.
I got you.
If they're substantially one more or two more zeros, and of course,
So
I'll buy a fur coat.
Oh, San Fran
hold
is
on.
the way to
Let
go.
me ask.
I got
Let me ask you this: what if the pays were similar, but one you get less taxes than the other? Would that be something that you might consider for that reason? So, like, let's say you're going from 15% tax to 7% tax.
Oh, I'm gonna pay it 7. That's what
I got
but
you.
let's say if it's 7 and 9. 2% ain't
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
And then if it's a dome too, oh yeah. I don't do well in that. I'm a proponent, and I know y'all don't agree with this. Every doggone stadium should have a dome. This playing in this weather is crazy to me.
Nah, man. I like the weather games, man.
No,
I like those games.
I don't like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
an
I
unfair
like those
advantage.
games.
You're a Miami team going against a Pittsburgh team, and you playing in a cold weather. Let's play in the same temperature, same climate, same stuff, and that way the best team gonna win. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that weather. I don't like that rain and sleeting and hail. I just don't like that.
But
Not
you see,
now. Back in the day, when we couldn't do that, but now all these teams can afford these domes.
See, here's the thing. It could be an advantage. Yes, I agree with you. But at the end of the day, Super Bowl is always played in a hot weather place. You know what I mean? But you get some really classic games when you have bad weather. I love it. Like, yeah, man. That's what football is about. That's why they call it the gridiron game, bro. You got to
Well,
play in rain, sleet, and snow.
I don't like it. But ain't nothing I can do about it. Last topic. Oh Lord, I want to do this because this is gonna really set Chris off. But I gotta do it.
I'm listening.
Nick Wright, who I'm not a fan of.
God, I hate him too. Don't like that guy at all.
They've traded away.
So what's going on with y'all?
Not lost a playoff game. Mahomes has won 2 Super Bowl MVPs and 1 league MVP. With that said, oh my God, I'd love him back. Because they have hit on so many of the young defensive players in the draft, I feel like if you had to give up a first and a third for Tyreek Hill, they could sustain that. And they could make it work financially. And then even if you get amazing Rashee Rice news, all of a sudden, you have a perfectly built, dynamic receiving core out of thin air. Because Tyreek's your one, Rashee's your possession guy, and Xavier Worthy is your, rookie speedster, and all of a sudden Tyreek Hill's the second fastest player on the team. This would involve Miami with the white flag on the season, but if I'm Miami, they should do it. I didn't feel like Miami was going to be contending with Tua. If Miami's even a tiny bit open to it, I would probably pay 110 cents on the dollar to have him back. They've traded away Tyreek.
I think that I have to look and see if Nick Wright's a guy around here.
Hold on, Chris.
I'm not sure.
I know you're gonna take the longest. I'm gonna let you be last.
Probably not going to take as long as you think I am.
As I say, Miami ain't getting rid of Tyreek Hill. That's one of those wide receivers you build around, right? So yeah, they wouldn't accept that deal. Now, if Tyreek does say he wants to get traded out of there, I guess. But at the end of the day, I don't know if Kansas City's really gonna want to go back to him. You know what I mean? I think there's more than just the money they let him go. I think it's more than just that. So,
Roberto, what are your thoughts?
I don't know what the relationship is with those guys anymore, but usually when you leave, didn't T big up Tua, saying Tua's a real quarterback and stupidities like that when he went to Miami? I know he said some shit or some stuff. Sorry.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, he said stuff like that.
He said Tua was better than Mahomes, then he was smoking something. But that
he did.
You know, you could have just left it be. Yeah. Say it's new beginnings. Let's just go from here, you know.
But I will say that Miami definitely needs Tua because they look like a team with him than without him.
I never thought I'd put Hill on the bench, but with these quarterbacks have been there, I'd be a fool to just write on his name.
I got Hill and Waddle on the bench.
So you thinking about dropping him, Roberto?
Hell no. Did that trade go through with you guys? McCaffrey and
I ain't do it yet.
Is McCaffrey even coming back?
And they're talking about McCaffrey got some kind of I can't think. I saw it.
He had Achilles problems in both his legs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he ain't coming back.
He's overseas to get treatment now, and his coach hadn't.
He was in Germany, I think.
I was just listening to that today in the car while I was driving.
I'm like, Nzo, really?
He ain't coming back, bro. He needs to sit out the rest of the season.
McCaffrey is damaged goods, buddy.
You have no faith in Mahomes, bro.
Who, me?
Yeah, if you're considering Mahomes
Rice is
for
gone now.
McCaffrey,
Rice is gone now.
yeah, so that just means he's gonna go back to my guy.
Yeah, but
Kelsey.
their offense and everything that they've been doing right now has not been getting points at all. You damn right, I've lost faith in.
Yeah,
Plus, I have
put him on the
Dak.
bench.
in fantasy, they staking it up.
Right. Plus, I have Dak, right? And Dak's been scoring way more than him. So I can keep Dak as my starting quarterback. I have more faith in him right now. And then, trade for McCaffrey and use McCaffrey when he comes back.
He ain't coming back. At least I don't
Yeah,
think
I
so.
don't think he's coming back this year.
He's coming back in November.
We'll see.
What's your thoughts? JG, you there?
Yeah, I think he loves Miami too much. He ain't going anywhere.
Well, I don't know, man. He had a run-in with law enforcement. He might be kind of salty with Miami.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere. I deal with crap up here all the time. I'm not going nowhere. He all right.
Good. All right, Chris, what are your thoughts on Mr. Knight's statement?
Besides the obvious reason why this is even going to be a topic here, why? If you get him, it's going to be another thing of a contract negotiation. Last time he wanted way too much. I just don't see them going through it again. I would literally say the only reason why you would have him here is because Rice is out, and we don't even know what Rice's condition is yet. I don't think I've heard a definite. They're going to they drained some fluid from his knee, and they were waiting to do some more testing. Now, I'm not saying that he's coming back in 3 weeks or anything. It's not like that, but I mean, I would say it was more of a possibility to get like Devontae here or what's his name in Cleveland. Oh shoot,
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. Those are two that have kind of been pushed around here. I have to, like I said, I have to look and see Nick Wright. I know there was a guy here in the sports radio scene that had that name. I don't know if it's the same guy. I have to look, but I just kind of think this is like, oh, let's get him back. Let's get him back. It's not going to happen. Even if that was even a possibility, even if Tyreek Hill wanted a trade, I don't think he wants to come back here and then add in all the different things he's said over the past 2-3 years about Kansas City. I don't think it would ever happen, even if it was a possibility. I don't think it would. Other than the obvious reason is we need to at least try to find another wide receiver.
All right. Well, gentlemen, that is the topics for the day. We've covered them all. Now it's time for us to make our picks. And that will turn it over to Mr. Nzo. He can call them out for us, and we'll go from there.
Yes, sir.
JG, who do you
All
pick between the Tampa game?
Tampa.
I think everybody picked Tampa.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I picked Tampa.
Man, no bull crap game. Man.
Again, I don't know who was it. It was Danny or was it Roberto? I don't know. One of you guys
That was me, but
put in there.
Falcons.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing with me. If I pick the Falcons, they'll lose. If I pick them to win or to not to win, they'll win. It's like it's like
you see, he scored 88 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It happens. It happens. I've had some crazy numbers this year with some of my guys that like running backs getting 40, 50, and it's like, what the heck? That's crazy.
The worst part about it is, right? I know that I said I gave Mahomes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and he hasn't given me no points whatsoever. I'm seeing Dak getting 40s and stuff. So I put Dak in this week. Watch Mahomes go and kill it next week, tomorrow.
I would love it if he did. Just because for us, I'd feel better.
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro.
I don't think
it is either.
It's gonna be a hard game for him. All right, so we're starting off. The scores are Danny 36-28, me 37-27, Chris 37-27, Roberto 34-30, and JG is 36-28. I don't know how this guy caught up so quick, but
That
last
one
week
week,
I'm the man. That's why.
He
2
looked
weeks
into
ago,
that crystal ball he got.
yeah,
2 weeks ago. That's how
no,
he caught up.
it was
No,
it was it was
this week he was 11-5.
Yeah, everybody was
Mm-hmm.
8-8, and he was 11-5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So we
it
have
happens.
New York Jets versus Minnesota. Danny,
Minnesota.
I'm taking Minnesota as well. Chris,
Hold on just a second. Let me look.
That's a 9:30 game too. At 9:30 in the morning in London.
I have Vikings.
Minnesota, Roberto,
Minnesota.
and JG.
I'm gonna go to Jets.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Next up, we have Carolina versus Chicago. I am going with Chicago. Chris,
Same.
Roberto,
Same.
JG.
Oh, reluctantly Chicago. I think they're gonna lose though.
All right. Danny.
Oh, Chicago.
Next, we have Cleveland versus Washington. Chris,
I have Washington.
Roberto.
Washington.
Roberto watching pure sports shows, eh? Hey, like the third time I heard that. JG.
What is it?
That's my
Uh,
ringer.
Cleveland
Washington,
versus
Cleveland.
Washington.
I'm gonna go Washington.
Danny.
Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick you guys' crappy team this week. I'm going Washington as well.
You got the same record your crappy team got.
Watch your mouth, Danny. Watch your mouth. Next up, we have Miami versus New England. Roberto,
New England.
JG,
Who is it again?
New
Miami.
England and Miami.
God, New England. These some sucky matchups, man.
Yeah.
I don't know
Danny,
either way.
This is not a comeback week.
yeah, go with New England as well.
Oh,
Chris,
New England.
all right. Next up is we have Indiana versus Jacksonville. JG,
Washington. Which I can turn this. I can barely hear you.
Indiana versus Jacksonville.
Indianapolis versus
Indiana.
Jacksonville.
Indianapolis.
Danny,
Indy.
ooh, I'm going with Indy as well. Chris,
Jacksonville.
ooh, Roberto.
Indy.
I like those odds.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to go with Jacksonville too, but they screwed me last time. So next we
They're
have
another team that's fast approaching Atlanta on the "I will kill you," but
no, I feel you.
I'm going to go with them.
Atlanta has a
Atlanta.
bye this week, so you're good, Chris. You don't have to pick them.
I know. I saw that. I was like, thank God, because it's a hard. I mean, I'll sit there because I have another pick'em thing that I do, like several of them, and every time I get to that, it's like the last one I'll pick. So I'll sit there and go like, okay, this is obviously going to be a loss for Atlanta, and I'll hit the other team, and nope.
We have Buffalo versus Houston. Danny,
Buffalo.
yeah, I'm going with Buffalo as well. Chris,
Hold on, let me look real quick. Yep. Buffalo.
Roberto,
Houston.
ooh,
Wow.
JG,
Man,
You see, JG wanted to be different, but
He wanted to say Houston, but I took the table up.
Oh man, the way
See,
Buffalo play, I don't know, man. This is
see, my thought process on this is Buffalo got their butt handed to them, and now they're going to be like,
yeah.
"Oh, I can't do. No, we can't." I could be wrong. They might have figured. People might have figured Buffalo out this year.
I'm gonna go Houston. I don't want.
All right. Next up, we have Baltimore versus Cincinnati. I am going with Baltimore. Chris?
Hold on. Baltimore.
Roberto.
Baltimore.
JG.
See, man, it's like I pick Baltimore, they lose. I don't pick them, they win.
Don't pick him.
You know?
I'm go Baltimore.
Damn it. Danny, don't say it. Baltimore, right?
Oh yeah, Baltimore. You know I'm going Baltimore.
For sure. Next up, we have the Las Vegas versus Denver. Chris.
Hold on. I'll take Denver.
Roberto.
Denver.
JG.
Man. What is it?
Las Vegas
crap versus crap.
Man. Who are the Raiders playing?
Denver.
Denver. What the hell? Denver.
I'll try to put in my mind like what? Yes, just the Raiders. God.
Wow. Okay. Danny.
Raiders.
You too?
Yep.
I am going with Denver on this one. You guys know Devontae Adams isn't playing, right?
Yeah, but they got Cosby, and Cosby's a beast.
Is he playing again?
I understand he's playing.
All right. Next up, we have Arizona versus San Francisco. Who started that last one? Chris did, right? Roberto.
San Fran.
All right. JG.
I don't know. Come back to me. I got to think on this one.
What?
Danny?
Because Arizona plays them hard that's a rivalry.
49ers, bro.
I'm going with San Francisco too. Chris?
San Francisco.
JG.
No money involved, so I'm going to go San Francisco.
All right. Next up, we have the Giants versus Seattle. JG.
Seattle.
Got some horrible games this week, man. Danny?
Seattle.
I'm actually going to go with the Giants on this one. Chris?
I think the Giants are like Carolina. They woke up for one game, and that's it. I'm picking Seattle on this.
Roberto?
Seattle.
All right. Next up, we have Green Bay versus the Rams. Chris? No, it's me, actually. Sorry. It's me? Yeah, Danny went first. I think it's me. I'm going with the Rams anyways. Chris?
Green Bay.
Roberto?
GB.
JG?
Green Bay playing who?
Rams.
Oh, goodness.
Green Bay's playing your hearing aid, boy. Come on.
Green Bay playing Dallas?
Oh,
Oh my Lord. Hold on.
Man, I
JG.
want to go Green Bay so bad.
JG, did you go visit one of your friends and got some of that moochie weed today?
Dude, I'm not here right now, bro.
I could have swore I just heard him blurt out Green Bay, Dallas.
He did.
Oh my God, I'm not here right now. I swear.
Green Bay, Los Angeles Rams.
Rams.
Nice. See,
Danny.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. All right. Next up, we have Dallas
who'd
versus
you pick?
Me,
Andre?
I took the Rams. I took the
So I
Rams.
thought. Okay. All right.
Dallas versus Pittsburgh. Chris.
I have Pittsburgh.
Roberto.
Pittsburgh.
I didn't think you'd pick Dallas on that one. I wasn't sure though. But
If I don't have to pick Dallas, I don't want to pick Dallas.
Who you take, JG?
I refuse to pick Dallas going Pittsburgh.
There's one time everyone's picking your team, Nzo.
You know, Danny. Hold on, Danny's not.
I'm picking Steelers.
Oh wow, Danny's picking Steelers too.
Wow, it's a sweep. This will be the week you lose, then probably. Since you only agreed.
Hey,
I'm gonna be
we all took Pittsburgh last week, and look what happened there, right? But here's the thing. What's that?
That ain't Dallas though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna say, and not to mention the fact that
They used
Dallas
to be rivals. They ain't even no rivals no more.
No. But Dallas defense hasn't been that great, man. I mean, those games are high scoring games, so
I hope Najee Harris have a good day.
What's that?
I hope Najee Harris have a good day.
Yeah, I hope I don't hope he has a good day. I hope Pickens has a good day. Next up, we have New Orleans versus KC. Roberto.
KC.
Where they playing at?
In KC. JG.
Who?
Boy, whatever you smoke, you better stop, bro.
What happened?
You are messed up.
He said, "What happened?"
Chiefs versus the Saints.
Saints.
Wow. He's high. For real. Danny?
Chiefs.
I too am taking the Chiefs on this one. Chris?
Come on.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard Chris bet against the Chiefs.
I don't think
Not that you should.
It ain't betting, but nope. I don't think I've ever not picked the Chiefs. I don't think
not.
It's the fan in me. It's like nope, but I don't like this game.
You
The
see,
odds are usually in their favor.
But you know what, Chris? I respect that, right? Because we're not like these other guys on this panel who are really like, oh, my team is playing like this team, so I can't pick my team. I don't care who my team is picking. I'm picking my team, and that's that. You know what I mean?
I don't like, like I said, I don't like this game.
This is
but
competitive and talking junk. I want to win, so I am not picking. If my team look like a turd sandwich, I'm not picking them just because they're my team. I ain't gonna happen.
well, but I mean, it's not Miami. My team isn't Miami. My team isn't Carolina. My team isn't Jacksonville, Denver. So I don't have to worry about that problem.
definitely in fantasy. There's some people on my team I would never pick.
Oh yeah, no.
Fantasy for money? Yes, I'm picking them.
You see, here's the thing, though, right? I know Roberto hasn't said nothing, but I know Roberto will pick any team that's not Dallas, but won't pick his team if they're playing like a good team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just for me, I'm always taking my team. That's it.
If I recall, Danny bet against the same team I did with my team. So we thought our team would lose.
Yep.
But like I said, I don't mind being wrong in that case.
I don't either.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
As long as it's not for money, I feel you. I feel you.
That's
100%.
right. This one's for fun, and it actually is.
Yeah. I feel you.
But are we talking fantasy?
Oh, fantasy. I'm gonna draft whoever's the best. I don't care.
You
Whoever's
don't
available and they're the best, I don't care.
Oh yeah, me too. 100%. You know what I mean? Because it's especially it's for money too. So
I
yeah,
look up on that receiver
Bro.
for New York neighbors. Man, that cat is a beast,
bro.
Yeah.
Check
Jose
this
got
out.
him, huh?
Boy, I was sad when he got that concussion last game. Oh God!
Check this out. Right,
Please
this is
come
my
back.
team. Chubb injured. Puka injured. Cup out. Montgomery bye week. Williams bye week. Patrick Mahomes playing. Adams out. White played and Taylor out.
Man, that sounds like a
Yeah.
wonderful team, man. Your team is awesome. Keep that up.
Yo, I
You're
don't know what's
cursed,
going
Hanzo.
on.
You're
Yeah,
cursed,
'cause it's the
man.
same thing last year, right?
Keep that up, Bo. I love that energy.
I don't know what it is, man. Every time I pick a damn player, they get hurt. And I'm like, last year I had Chubb, right? I let Chubb be my first round pick. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting a good running back. When did Chubb go out? Like the second game last year?
Whew. Man, you got 3 out, 1 on
Yes.
injury reserve. What is PUP?
Yes.
What does that mean?
PUP is something about
What? Pup?
PUP.
Yeah.
The pup
Player-
list? Physically
player-
unable to play.
That's
Or
it, yeah.
physically unable to perform, one of those two. It's like that.
Wow.
But that can be anything from under the weather, sick. That can be an injury they haven't defined yet. That can be mentally speaking. It's all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah, Chubbs is back on the playing field, so they're saying maybe another week or two he could be back. So we'll see about that. But yeah, Danny, that's how my team looks. Everybody is injured.
Who is that? Gives me that Hawk tour. Who is that?
Oh, that's Matt. He used to be what's his name before that? Yeah, I have a chance. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, Roberto trying to stay in the number 1 spot.
Unbelievable.
That's what we do. You know, we try and do what we do.
I thought I had a chance beating Roberto last week, but yeah, that didn't happen.
We want to beat
Just
Quentin
have
tomorrow.
that one scar on the record, Mr. Chris.
I want to beat Quentin tomorrow. God, Lord.
Well, look at Jose, man. This guy, London, he looks like he's happy Cousins is there. Because I can remember London doing nothing for like 2-3 seasons. Nothing.
Yeah, I know. I remember last year, me and my boy were going back and forth with should we take Lennon now? He ain't doing nothing, and now he's
always ranked high.
Now he's doing crap. He's doing pretty good. I'm like, oh.
Well, he has a good quarterback. We'll throw him the ball enough times, you know.
Yeah.
Without a quarterback, it don't matter if you're Tyreek Hill. You're not getting the ball.
Yeah, this quarterback ain't got no chemistry with him or Waddle. I'm like, oh. All right, gentlemen, this has been another fantastic episode, man. I always have fun on this. We've been going at 2 hours and 4 minutes, which is fantastic. We're going to go around real quick. Chris Knight, anything going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
No, just the Masked Singer stuff and whatever the hell YouTube did this past week. Jeez, that was nuts.
Yeah,
I went to go check on my video and my channel's gone, just gone. I'm like, what in the world? So I spend, after they get it back, they put it back up, I spent like an hour or two just railing on them in the chat that I have, that we can chat with them. I was like, you guys, this is exactly the stuff I'm talking about. Because, they've taken views from me. They've taken hours from me. They're like, well, no, that didn't get that many hours. I'm like, I have. I showed them pictures of this is how many it had. And then I wake up the next day and it's not that. I said, your guys' analytics suck. And anyways. But no, right now it's the Masked Singer stuff. We're doing that. I'm asking Masked Singer. Normally I like to have that out on Tuesday, but I've been doing it on Wednesday since it's just a short. I'm probably going to kind of change it up and make it 2 or 3 shorts leading up to the Wednesday. That way I have more time to talk about each person or persons. I think this year we've got Boys to Men on there. I think. So that's gonna be kind of interesting. So yeah, that's what I got going on though. Thank you, Danny, for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, 2 quick questions. DQ said, "What's the game of the week?" Nzo, what's the game of the week for you?
For me, when I'm looking at the schedule, it has to be Pittsburgh, Dallas.
All right, Roberto, what's your game of the week?
I think it's the Houston game.
Houston playing who? Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
JG, what's your game of the week?
Niners, Arizona.
Niners, Arizona.
No, it's a Western, it's a NFC West rivalry game, and everybody's jostling for number 1 in that division. So that's the divisional game.
All right, the one I'm focused on is Monday night, Saints and the Chiefs. I want to see whether or not the Saints are for real or they're for fake. And Chris, what's your game of the week?
Well, first off, I can tell you more what isn't the game of the week this week with all the crap out there. But I'm with you, Danny, and not just because of the Chiefs, but well, I guess for me as a fan, yes, that's one reason why I think it's the Chiefs and Saints. But I want to see if we can hold our own in this game, win it, and also I'm interested to see how good New Orleans really is. I'm hoping they're not as good as they've looked at times, so we'll see. But it is a game that's concerning.
I guarantee I ain't gonna watch it, but I'm also interested in Aaron Rodgers. Is he gonna bounce back from that awful performance he had last week against Minnesota? And will they be the first team to go?
Or was it Denver? No.
Huh?
Wasn't it Denver?
Yeah, I'm saying. Did I say someone else? Well, the Jets played that awful game against Denver, where they should have won that game. So I want to see whether or not he's gonna bounce back from that. And the second question DQ had was who's gonna lose? Who's loses their 0 first, Vikings or Chiefs? So the Chiefs gonna be undefeated another week, or the Vikings gonna be undefeated another week, or is one of them gonna lose it?
I think they'll both be undefeated.
So you think they're both gonna win their games this week?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Roberto. Nzo.
Yeah, I think they're both winning this week.
All right. JG.
What happened?
Jesus.
Wow.
Just skip him.
He's still smoking.
Are the Chiefs and
Season
Vikings
better.
going to go undefeated after this week, or are they going to lose?
Both of them are going to lose.
Both of them going to lose.
Look at this guy.
All right. Chris, what do you think?
I think odds are that they're both going to pull out the win. Vikings this year, though, with Darnold, man, they're looking. I don't know. I would have thought by now somebody would have figured out Darnold, but they're not. Jefferson helps that out. They're making it work. So
their defense is fire.
It is.
I can't believe this, but I'm going to jump on that train with JG. I think both of them going to lose this week.
Wow.
Yep. All right. Roberto, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
You can find me Wednesday nights with my boys, them Nzo, JG, keeping it real on the OOC, 9:00. Show us some love. Always a pleasure being here on Square One. Thanks, fellas.
All right, Mr. Nzo, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
You guys already know Biggaford Entertainment, like Roberto said, the OOC. Got the From review, and I may be doing the watch party later on tonight if it drops at 12. But other than that, just great to be here.
And I'm your host, Danny Graham. You can find me on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on my channel, The Road to Wisdom. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I drop a video. Of course, I'm on the Hangout on Wednesday nights on Guy Scar's channel, The Basketball Scenario. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m., you'll find me on Storms Live. And, of course, every Saturday, I try to be here between 4:35, somewhere in that time frame here with my guys here doing Square One, man. It's been fantastic. Sorry I missed the who won that last night?
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. Okay, I ain't mad at that. Okay, we're going to go out with the best hype man in the business. That would be you, Mr. JG. Are you up for it, sir?
Let's Go.
You had the stage.
JG Shaolin terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Thank you all for tuning in live Saturday for the Square One with these fine gentlemen here. You can catch me live Wednesday nights on the OOC with Nzo, aka the Abbott, and the Osiris of this, the Spliff King, and the Professor of Ganja, alongside the co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry.
Pow, pow.
And of course, you can catch me live Sunday nights with my brother from another mother, El Príncipe de Nueva York, Super Wise with the Pagan Watch Parties. And don't forget to check out Chris, the Last Dawn himself, on Chaos Central.
Until then, man,
And the amazing, the outstanding, the charismatic, always man of the hour. I can't say what I want to say because we know we got some TV action going on, so I won't say it. You know him, the man on the screen. It's Chris man.
Something's going on
It's a
with
low
your mic.
budget version. Oh, shit.
Oh boy, that was funny.
Hey, JG.
Yo.
JG. Stay off the weed.
Just say no, bro. Just say no.
Until next week, gentlemen, people, y'all have a fantastic weekend. Be safe, man. As always, man, love you. Peace.
Yeah.